Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Murray, the host of The Gift of Giving, and I thank you for joining us today. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, The Gift of Giving is a program that is highlighting the foundations, non-profits, and 501c3 and charities in Nevada. These are the angels and unsung heroes who are spreading all good things in our corner of the world here in Nevada. To that end, I would like to welcome this week's guest, Patricia Duffy. She's the Director of Community Outreach and a board member of the Foundation Assisting Seniors. Hello, Patricia, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you for joining us.
I so appreciate being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure having you. Now, the Foundation Assisting Seniors obviously is kind of self-explanatory in a way, but could you give us some specifics about how you assist the seniors, what the foundation actually does?
In 2002, our founders put together this organization because they had been looking at their own parents and realizing that their parents needed help in the home. And so the mission was to be able to keep seniors and veterans comfortably in their own homes for as long as possible. That means mobility and resources and all sorts of assistance to keep them safe. So they came up with this organization to provide these services for seniors 50 plus and veterans of any age.
Oh, wow. Wow, so you handle veterans regardless of, they don't have to be
Absolutely.
seniors. Good for you. That sounds very, very worthwhile. Now, do you arrange, if they need to go to doctors and things like that, do you arrange for them to?
We have transportation in a limited area, and some of our other services then go all the way across the Las Vegas Valley. For example, we provide free loans of durable medical equipment. Let's say you have a hip replacement, surgery, knee replacement, and you need some mobility for a period of time. Sometimes it takes a long time for either Medicare to kick in, VA to kick in,
Sure.
insurance to kick in. And sometimes you're in that gap of, let's say, 50 to 65-year-olds who may not have that. And so we can deliver that equipment to them in just a couple of days to help them get over that rehab period after their surgery.
Gotcha. Okay. And what about things like groceries? If people are, if they're disabled in any way, do you go out and do shopping for them, or do you not
our
have the volunteers for
transportation
doing that?
folks will take them to wherever they need to go, their doctor's appointments and so
Okay.
on. What we do is we refer them to the RTC and other areas that will take care. Helping Hands, for example, does
Sure.
a lot of that long-term transportation. We focus on the mobility part as far as being in their homes. So the durable medical equipment. We also provide light maintenance. So let's keep them off the ladders. That's just a bad place for seniors to be,
Yes. Yeah, for
And
sure.
so we'll go and we'll change out filters, batteries, light bulbs, and we do that for free,
Wow.
obviously. We fund everything we're a nonprofit, so we fund it through generous donations. So we provide those services for free. One other program we do that is really nationwide, it's called our How Are You program. And this is a daily automated call that people subscribe to. We call them just to check on their welfare, especially people who are living alone. And they might have family in another part of the country who's worried about them. So all they do is pick up the phone, press the number 5 that says I'm okay, and the call goes away. If they don't pick up that phone, we call 2 more times, and hopefully they pick up the phone then. And if not, then we go to designated contacts that they've told us, these are my emergency backup folks. We ask them to go and make a welfare check. And if that
Great.
doesn't work out, then our team gets involved. We might have to bring in emergency responders and so on. In the course of that program, we have saved 12 lives.
Wow. Wow. That's
People have
amazing.
become incapacitated. You fall at home, lose consciousness, get stuck between furniture, whatever the case may be. It's really a terrific program.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. And you mentioned that you're trying to keep the people in their homes, and it's the families that want their parents to stay in their homes. Have you ever had a situation where it's like a mother and a daughter, and the daughter passes away before the mother, and the mother now has no family, and they then become incapacitated in some way, or they're starting having memory issues, does it then fall to you to encourage them to move into a senior assisted living, or do you work with senior assisted living?
We act as advisors, and we've seen so many different cases come about that, I mean, it might be an incapacitation situation, it might just be a resource situation. So we will keep a directory of our partners out there and advise them accordingly. We also partner with assisted living facilities out there, so if it comes to the point where they just cannot remain at home anymore, we will refer them to the various assisted living facilities out there and get them in touch with somebody who can help.
Okay, so do you actually contact the senior living places on their behalf, or you just give them the information?
We give them the information and then they go to those facilities, but we're always there to help. So we have volunteers who will get on the phone, make the contact, make referrals. We work with case managers in the various healthcare facilities, and those case managers will come to us and say, I've got a patient that needs XYZ, whatever assistance they need. We will advise them. So every day is a little different.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Well, because you're dealing with humans, and we're all different too.
Absolutely.
What about people, and you see their memory going, and they're beginning to get dementia or Alzheimer's? How do you deal with seniors in that capacity? We do see that a lot. Of course.
And we also partner with some of the memory care places out there, and so we will refer folks to them as well. We tend to go to a lot of senior networking meetings out there, and networking mixers, and meet all these people and then keep this directory. So if somebody comes to us and they're located in a particular place, or they have a certain level of income, we'll direct them to the appropriate place then.
Wow. Sounds like an amazing network. Now, how many seniors are you actually working with now that you're taking care of, getting them to the doctors, helping them get their shopping and things like that?
Since the inception of our organization, we have made over 500,000 assists.
Wow.
A 500,000 assists. So, and it's growing. Every time I turn around, we're going to do a new flyer, for example. I have to update the numbers because the need is so great, Stephen.
Yes.
We have so many people out there, and particularly since the pandemic, the need is great. We just need to be able to fund what we're doing as a solution for those folks.
Sure, for sure. Now, what was the catalyst? What actually made you get involved with the foundation?
I had a tremendous experience several years ago. It was about 8 years ago now. I was assisting with a World War II veteran who was going to be awarded the French Legion of Honor. The whole medal, along with 2 other veterans. And this particular one became ill and quite weak the day before he was supposed to go to the ceremony and be awarded. I called up the organization, the foundation, because I had seen them in a magazine, called them up and said, here's my situation. I need to get this veteran to this place where the ceremony was going to be held. Can you give me a wheelchair? It was after hours. It was approaching the evening. A volunteer raced over to their warehouse, got me a wheelchair. I took it over to the veteran. We got him to the award ceremony. There he was, dressed up in his U.S. Air Force uniform. He got his award and everything. And it was just a few weeks after that he passed away.
Oh, shame.
And I was so overwhelmed because had he not been there to get his award, and he would have passed, such a missed opportunity.
Yes. And your organization came through for him.
They did.
That's
and
incredible.
So I said, you know what, whatever I can do for this organization, because I saw what they do for the community out there, I would like to help.
Yes. Cool. Now, how many volunteers do you actually have? I'm assuming there's a paid staff, but how many volunteers do you actually have fulfilling all these tasks?
We are volunteer driven, so 98% of us are volunteers.
Wow.
We have a couple of paid individuals that drive the truck, deliver the equipment, because we need some physical strength and some special skills for that. But otherwise, we are predominantly volunteer driven. And we have so many volunteers. Some will volunteer on a regular basis, coming into the office, answering phones, getting the equipment orders set up, doing, just some of the office work that needs to be done. And then we have other volunteers that come in on a case-by-case basis. So, for example, we have events, and they might come in and just work for the event because they've got special skills that would be good for, let's say, our golf tournament, for example, or we have our fall gala coming up. They might come in and just do that. We have other people who come in and help us with our computer systems, and people who handle the how are you calls.
Sure.
So they all do a little bit of different things, whatever they like to do and whatever they're able to do.
Of course, because there's so much involved in running an organization now. It's not just, as you said, it's not just dealing with the seniors. It's now websites and internets and emails, responding to emails and handling the phone calls and all of that kind of stuff. So I would imagine you do need a vast number of volunteers to help out on that.
That's exactly right. And it's always something new. And so we hopefully network accordingly so that whenever we have a need, we can call up and say, who do you know that does XYZ? Does websites, for example.
Well, yes, and I imagine a lot of times these volunteers are also on call. I would imagine you do get emergency phone calls from some of your clients, your seniors living in their homes, and they'll suddenly need something, they'll reach out.
We do. We will have volunteers that will grab a piece of equipment, put it in their own vehicles, and drive it to whoever needs it. Our offices are open till noon every day, but we've got volunteers that are really working round the clock if something happens like that.
I'll bet. Do you have seniors that become relatively dependent on you because they don't have any family left and they're taken to hospital? Do you find that some of your volunteers need to go and visit some of these people in hospital because they don't have any family?
We do have some seniors that we've kind of taken under our wings because they have lost all their family members, and so we will help get them situated. We have relationships with realtors out there who may help them sell a house, move to assisted living. We network with folks who are organizers and downsizers. And again, those assisted living or the independent living places as well, we will network with, and we will get them in touch there. So, we're really an overall resource for seniors besides our medical equipment program and our phone program and our light maintenance program.
Well, and you mentioned that you have realtors you deal with if they're trying to sell their homes. You probably have some seniors who I would imagine are renters as well. And have you ever got called in because they've been evicted for whatever reason?
We don't necessarily get into that,
like
end of things, but again, we've got that directory of resources so we can get them to the right people.
So if there are people out there tuning and listening to this program and they're in a situation, they can reach out to you for
we say if somebody's got some expertise out there and they would like to loan it to us, make sure that we have your name in the directory. We keep that directory up to date as much as we possibly can. We'd love for those kind of people to come to our events so that they get to know what we do and meet our volunteers. We'd love to have you. If you've got a resource that you think we need to know about, we are located in Henderson. We have a website, foundationassistingseniors.org. You can give us a call in our office, 725-244-4200, and just let us know what it is that you have and how you would like to help. And we will make sure that you get connected with all of our volunteers in the foundation.
And I think John will put that, the producer will put that out on the screen towards the end of the show. We'll review that and I'll put it out there so that the viewers can see that and get in touch. And I think at this point in time, let's take a break and get a word from our sponsors and pay some of the bills, and we'll be back shortly.
With our award-winning patented Ultimate 3-in-1, pack wrinkle-free in our innovative garment bag, generous duffel, and all-purpose day pack for incredible versatility. Experience easy, wrinkle-free packing with quick access to travel essentials. Exclusively ours, an extension pocket for longer items or additional storage. Avoid check-in fees and lost luggage with our patented wraparound garment bag and duffel for a single carry-on. Easily hang the garment bag at your destination and use our duffel as a pop-up drawer. Back at home, the duffel and garment bag fold neatly into the day pack for compact storage. Travel smarter and simpler with Ultimate Luggage.
Welcome back, and thank you again, Patricia, for being our guest here today and filling us in on the foundation assisting seniors. So let's talk about, this is a vast organization now, and it obviously, even though it's run mainly by volunteers, you still have a lot of expenses. How are you getting funded? Do you get any government funding, or is it from grants, or does most of your funding come from individual volunteers and corporations?
We don't get any government grants. We get some private foundation grants, and we would always love to have more, but we are a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, so everything comes through generous donations from individuals, from corporations. We do have some corporations who support us, the Gene Haas Foundation, the Albertsons Foundation, First Service Residential. They are all what we consider corporate supporters of ours. And then individuals. And then we have a number of events that we use as fundraisers, and that's where we get most of our funding.
And you mentioned that, and I understand you have a gala coming up on October the 7th, I believe, at the Silverton Hotel. And I know we have a flyer on that, and also you gave us a clip that we can look at. So let's take a look at the clip.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to Las Vegas, twinkling lights.
Just like that.
Welcome to Las Vegas, showgirls galore.
Just like that.
Living it up in Vegas, we're waiting for you.
Just like that.
Living it up in Vegas, at the front door.
Just like that.
Vegas is a cool hot spot.
I swear.
Showgirls dancing all around.
I swear.
Las Vegas is a place to be.
I swear.
Too cool to be a dream, so welcome to Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Come on in.
Vegas.
Come on in.
Vegas.
Come on in.
Vegas.
Come on in.
Welcome to Las Vegas.
Boy, that's amazing. That's amazing. What made you pick this theme for your gala? It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you know, old Las Vegas just isn't there anymore.
No, you're right.
You
it
know,
isn't.
all the old singers and showgirls and everything that made Las Vegas what it is. And I think people are really craving that. After a long pandemic and everything, they want to come out and have some fun and do it for a good cause. So we
Yes.
picked the old Las Vegas theme, and the people that we have involved in this gala presentation on October 7th really exemplify old Las Vegas. For example, our featured entertainer is Don Dino, as you saw.
Yes.
Don Dino is known here for years for his headlining at the Four Queens, the Frontier, Caesars, here, his own theater in Branson, Atlantic City. He tours the country. In fact, he's toured the world, also well known in Japan. So he is our featured entertainer. Our honorary chair of this event is Cindy Domaney, known for owning casinos and
Yes.
being a showgirl. And she is a senior herself, but she
Yes.
still gets up there and she's very active and she is tremendous. Our MC is Mark O'Toole, who has a very popular variety show now. He films out of Henderson, or performs out of Henderson. And then we have our professional auctioneer, Mark Allen. Mark is known as a trip cowboy roper, and he does some appraisals for the Pawn Stars show, and he's a comedian, and he is the most terrific auctioneer, very entertaining. So those 4 celebrities have lent their services to us for this gala. We're really looking forward to it.
That bless their hearts. That's absolutely terrific. Now, how often do you have these fundraisers throughout the year?
We have 2 premier fundraisers. On Memorial Day, we have a golf tournament, and that has been running for a number of years, and so we just had ours recently. So that's one of our major fundraisers. And then this gala is really our premier fundraiser. Usually happens in October every year. And this time, October 7th at the Silverton, we will have dinner and the dinner show that Don Dina will put on, the live auction. And it's just a night of gala.
Yes, yes. It'll be now, on your website, do you have like a mailing list where people can sign up? Even if they don't have the time to volunteer, they might want to attend the galas, or especially golf tournaments. I mean, golf tournaments are always winners. Do you have like a
Absolutely.
mailing list where people get notified of these events?
Yes, they can go on our website,
Okay.
foundationassistingseniors.org, and they can sign up to be added to our mailing list. We do send out e-blasts occasionally, and they can say specifically that they are interested in the golf tournament or the gala, or perhaps volunteering. We have a little chat box right there, so if they've got a question for us, they can put the question on there and one of our volunteers will respond to that. Or they can send us an email too. We have
Sure.
an email, administrator@foundationassistingseniors.org. Just email us with any questions you have about the organization and we can
Okay.
respond to that.
Okay. Now, you're also on the board. Do you have any openings on the board? If there are any of our viewers out there that think this is something where I can lend something really meaningful for the organization, do you have any board openings or anything
We
like that?
add board members wherever we need some expertise.
Okay.
And we just recently elected new officers. Our chairman retired, and so our CEO president, Carol Chapman, now leads the charge here. We have a vice president, a treasurer, and a secretary, and then the rest of us at-large board members. We meet monthly, and we deal with all the business of the organization. And if anybody is interested in that, obviously they should write to our president at foundationassistingseniors.org, and let us know of your interest.
Okay.
We're also advised by an advisory council. We have a half dozen people from the community who have business experience, healthcare experience, and they give us advice about what's happening out there in the community. We have a doctor, for example, a casino executive, a cybersecurity executive, and a Medicare executive. So we have those folks who meet on their own and then let us know what's happening out there that we really need to be aware of. If there are changes in regulations, for example, that seniors need to know about, they can certainly write a blog for us if they like, and we can post that on our website. So we've got a lot of people who are advising us.
Sure. It sounds like a lot of thought and planning has gone into this, and I'm sure it's evolved over the years, as the needs change and arise. For example, I'm sure during COVID, that had to have been well, it was difficult for all of us, but for organizations like yours, it had to be extremely difficult.
And we could not shut down.
No.
Because the seniors need us.
Yes.
And so we had a much smaller group of volunteers. And honestly, a lot of our volunteers are seniors themselves. So
Wow.
they were vulnerable during that time.
Yes.
They needed to stay home. So it was quite taxing on the volunteers who could be in the office or who could be out there delivering equipment. So We are always in need of volunteers. Anybody who would like to lend their skills, whether it's delivering equipment, it's organizing our inventory, it's computer input, it's answering telephones. We had to shorten our hours because we didn't have enough volunteers to answer the phones throughout the entire day. So we'd love to have people come in the afternoons especially and help us
the
with
hours.
answering phones.
Okay. Well, sticking with the volunteers for a moment then, seeing as you're reaching out, if they want to volunteer, are there any sort of criteria that they have to have? I mean, do you require them to have high school education, college degrees, or anything like that? Or
We
just
have-
the passion and the desire and the interest?
We have so many needs for whatever level of their interest. We have people who might do something like PR and advertising who would need some skills in that area, for example, or the website management. But we also have people who can answer the phone, and all you need is a friendly voice and the desire to help the senior on the other end, filling out a few forms to take their order for the equipment that they need. So we've got a little something for everybody. And it's a great chance for volunteers to come out and form some camaraderie with the other
Yes.
volunteers in the office too. We have birthday parties, all the birthdays in 1 month we get together for that. We have a volunteer appreciation event usually in February.
Nice.
Here's something we're doing too. August 21st next was National Senior Day. And we had never had a really big event for National Senior Day. And so August 21st, we had a luncheon at the Sun City McDonald Ranch area, and we had a number of people there, and we awarded the Senior Citizen of the Year for the state of Nevada. We do
Oh,
that
cool.
every year.
That's nice. That's nice. I think you people are really doing the Lord's work, Patricia. You really are. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today and sharing with us and our viewers all the work that your foundation is doing. It's absolutely amazing. And why don't you just share once again where people can reach out to you and how they can get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Thank you, Stephen. We would love to have you join us at our gala, and you can get all the information on our website at foundationassistingseniors.org or call our office at 725-244-4200, or you can email us at administrator@foundationassistingseniors.org. We would love to have you attend our gala, or if you are a sponsor, you have a business, you might have an item to donate for our live auction, or you'd just like to donate financially, any one of those methods, please reach out to us. We'd love to have your help.
And thank you again, Patty. And before finishing, I'd also like to thank our show's producer, John Stiles, and WWDBTV for hosting this program, or allowing me to host this program. I'd also like to thank the sponsors and the viewers, for tuning in. I hope you'll join us again next week when our guest will be Stacey Chapter from Project 150 and learn all about her wonderful organization. In the meantime, stay safe and have a fantastic week. Bye for now.